We've got Erika de la Cruz, our game Passionista or Hasta la Vista, and the league goes Monochrome today on It's Complicated.
You're listening to It's Complicated with your hosts Jennifer Golden and Lauren Leonelli, coming to you live from the AfterBuzz TV studios in Los Angeles, California.
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of It's Complicated.
The struggle is real when you're dating in the city.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Lauren. Today, our drink of the day is a Bosca soda. Isn't that cute?
Sure is. What is it made of, Lauren?
Well, any vodka and any soda will do.
Oh.
Clear soda. But we picked Ciroc pineapple because it has a little kick, and La Croix, any of these flavors. We've got orange, we've got apricot. All of them work. They're all just a little hint of flavor. But we like drinking the hard stuff because we feel like tough chicks when we drink the hard alcohol. And, we've got a pretty crazy boss babe in the studio today. She is just the best girl boss, epitome of girl boss. She is a badass, and we are getting her in here, and we are going to cheers to that, being bosses with our Bosca soda.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's got a kick. It gives you a little
tropical.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's very fancy.
It's lovely.
Yes.
So as you mentioned, we do have a boss in the house.
Yep.
Erika de la Cruz, who is a TV host, best-selling author, and inspirational speaker, and a coach.
Yeah.
Because you got to teach other people how to do all those things that I just said.
She has so much knowledge she has to share.
Yeah. She's the founder of television and personal development brand Passion to Paycheck. And she believes that turning your daydream into your dream job is like the thing you got to do.
The ultimate goal.
Oh, yeah.
Erika has partnered with media outlets like The Wrap, Hollywood, NBC Universal, and the CW. Her brand features inspirational content to keep humanity playing big and staying empowered, everybody. She's just spreading the wealth. She was recently called an inspirational boss babe by the Huffington Post and Marie Claire. No big deal.
NBD. She's also the author of the Amazon #1 bestseller, Passionistas, Tips, Tales, Tweetables from Women Pursuing Their Dreams, guys.
Yeah.
This book is not just a compilation of feel-good, life has always been great, here's my best day on social media stories.
Barf.
No. What you're about to read are some very gritty, from the heart, often born out of adversity. It's a hard word.
It is.
Adverse.
It's very adverse.
Stories that promise to inspire and make you better, with lessons that Erika hopes will make a positive difference and a ripple in the world, which I think she's doing. So if you see yourself in the women sharing their struggles, their victories, and their lessons, this book will definitely move you, lift you up, and will leave you feeling inspired.
Yes. I like her approach to just like, this is real, guys, and our relatable stories are gonna help you. I think that's kind of what we're all trying to do here. And Erika is a proud Passionista herself. If you want to be part of the community of a successfully driven #girlboss or #bossbabe, then you can be a Passionista too, you guys. You just go onto her website and you find out all the information you can, and you can sign up for different workshops and fun things like that. And if you feel like you have this inkling all the time to want to create something, or if you want something more, that's a sign that you do want more. You want to be a girl boss, you want to be a Passionista, you want to further yourself, just like Erika, and she can teach you how to do it. She is the girl that can get you there. She can help you on your journey to be the inspiration for yourself, for your dream job, turning your day job into your dream job, anything that you're pursuing at that time. You will focus with Erika's guidance.
Well,
I
mean,
yes.
Can't wait to get her in here to help us focus and guide us. Guys, though, we're going to talk to her about the importance of being a #girl boss, how to turn your passion into a paycheck, and how a woman in pursuit of her dreams can become part of a commanding power couple.
Also great. We need to know all of those things. But first, we are going to fill you in on what we've been up to over the week, and we're going to air our dirty laundry. Halloween is tomorrow, but everybody was celebrating over the weekend.
Yeah.
And we went to a party.
Sure did.
And we are usually at this party, like, we've been at this party in the past. It's a group of friends that has like a really fun party, and it's always kind of the same vibe, but it's really fun to see how creative people get with their costumes.
Well, and it's our guest of honor. I mean, our like.
Oh yeah, it's Michael Rosenbaum.
He just like keeps on coming back. Where he should be back in the studio, soonish.
Yes.
At some point. But he has this party every year, and it's like, what's he gonna be? Well, what was he, Lauren?
He was Napoleon Dynamite, and his friend is John Heater, Napoleon Dynamite. So Michael was Napoleon, and John was the brother Kip.
Yes, it was
from
amazing.
the movie, and it was very funny. I was Axl Slash from Guns N' Roses, and my boyfriend was Axl Rose because it's kind of funny, and it really wasn't as good as I felt like it wasn't my best work, but we had no time. Like, there was no time, no time to do any of the things. So I like bought a wig and a hat and then made those are sometimes the best costumes though, when you can like piecemeal them together with your own things.
It was better than my costume was because I threw on a bridesmaid robe that I had in my house that was glaring at me and put on some heels and left the house in that outfit.
So she was always a bridesmaid.
Never a bride, guys. And that's because I am going to actually be a bridesmaid this week.
That's right.
In my best friend's wedding, where my ex-boyfriend will also be part of the wedding. And
Yeah.
it's going to be lots to talk about next week. So yeah, I was like, well, what can I relate to right now that's easy to whip up? Oh, right, I'm a bridesmaid.
That's where your head was at.
Yes, and it was just right there hanging. So I was like, you're coming with me, and off we went.
But just like dating, sometimes you're just like, I don't have time, or I'm not in the mood, and like you make yourself do it. And it was a fun night. It wasn't like anything extraordinary, but it was fun. It was like, okay, we're here, we're all around each other. We took some cute pictures. I would feel like if I didn't do it, then I would have felt left out. Like, oh, I didn't celebrate Halloween. Like, it didn't have that. Sometimes if you don't go on the date, you wonder like, well, had I gone, would I have liked him? Or so sometimes it helps, even if it ends up not being like the most great thing ever. Sometimes it helps to go and know.
Sometimes you follow your gut and stay home. But the reason I forced myself out, despite my better judgment, was really that I haven't seen people in a really long time. I've been gone for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So I was like, I gotta kind of kill all the birds with one stone. See everybody at one time, take a few photos, and then go missing again for like another 3 weeks.
That's fine, but I forced like 3 glasses of wine down your
You
throat.
did well. I had
2
one,
and a half.
Then you made me have another one, and then you made me have a third, which then I pawned off,
I know, it was fine.
and I Ubered my way home.
Yeah, but I tried.
You did a really good job trying, and it was fun. And then I left.
Yeah. Well, in and out and on with your life. You set it and forget it, Jen.
Exactly.
That's what we do.
What I did.
That's what we do. And we also need to talk.
Yeah.
Because our listeners asked, and we are going to tell them what we think. We have a question. It's anonymous. At what point do you settle?
When you're 70.
I am like, well, it depends on what you mean by settle. It has such a negative connotation. Like, I feel like if you mean settle, meaning like the plateau of commitment of like where you're settling down, whatever that means to you, whether that's like having kids with somebody or moving in with somebody. Some people don't believe in marriage. Maybe marriage is the ultimate commitment. Whatever that is, I feel like you do that when you feel like it's right. Just understand that the communication that goes with that is probably more key than the deciding, I feel like I'm ready to quote unquote settle, because it happens at different speeds and at different times for people, and it can be approached or manifested in different ways. So I think you just need to say this is how you're feeling, whoever you're with, and try and see if it levels out at some point. And then if it doesn't, you don't.
Yeah, I mean, when I hear the word settle, it means like, oh, I guess I'll have a companion because I don't have anyone else, and I'm going to settle for the best option that's presented itself. Other than settling down, which I feel like means like getting more serious and taking things to the next level. But you know who's not settling down is Selena Gomez and The Weeknd, because they are donezo.
Done. And
She's been seen with Justin Bieber, but guys, don't get it twisted, because I don't think it is them reuniting.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it feels so good bringing that ex back.
They've already don't bring that exy back.
But she has gone through the whole kidney transplant and had a very hellish kind of year. So maybe she is finding God with Justin, because they're going to church together. They're having brunch. Pretty harmless things, I would say.
Seems very friendly.
Totes. And stranger things have happened.
Yeah, they have, because there were some crazy Halloween costumes. Like we said, everyone celebrated. This weekend, Sarah Hyland was on the socials, taken to the socials. She was with Wells Adams from Bachelor in Paradise, and they dressed up as the Stranger Things. The girl from Stranger Things, the 10, 7, 11, whatever. 10, 7, 11. I was going to get to the right
So
number
close.
at some point.
You had all the numbers to go through.
Yeah, and she was one of the boys. And even though like her costume wasn't like all that sexy, it was actually very good. And then it got people all abuzz. All abuzz.
Oh, yeah, because are they a couple? Are they not? She just recently broke up with her boyfriend of 2 years, and now they're spotted.
And he was interviewed saying that he was dating a girl in LA. So it's like, oh my God.
People are piecing it together. But I mean, to go public on the socials is very insinuating.
That's taking it
Otherwise,
there.
you write something like bestie or like something to say this is platonic.
Totally.
Without saying it's, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, you know who's not platonic is Brandi Glanville and her boyfriend, Donald, how do you even say that? Frizze?
Probably Frizz.
Anyway, they were supposed to dress up as like a controversial, scandalous couple, and they're like, guess who we are? And they dressed up as her ex and the one he cheated with.
Leanne Rimes.
Yes. It's actually so Brandi Glanville.
It is, but it's like also, let me just throw this question out there. Like, does she like get away with that because of like she did get cheated on by
Yes.
him and he did go marry her and the
Yeah.
whole thing, or like should she move on already? 'Cause
Well,
it's been a while.
also, I know that there was a time, and I don't know what the current status is, but I know that they were all very friendly with each other because Brandi Glanville and Eddie Cibrian had children together, and so they would all have to be, when you have a child, someone
You get
else's child, you have to
cordial.
be, and you're at
Civilized.
games together and things like that. So at one point it was fine. I don't know how it is now. And so it could have been like, if everything's fine, we're cracking a joke, and like maybe even they got a kick out of it, Eddie Cibrian and what's her name.
If that was the case,
But-
but it turns out that's not the case because it is taking a jab at them. So
It is taking a jab, and that's typical Brandi.
Well, yeah, typical Brandi. Well, if Brandi ever ends up single again, which she probably will, sorry, Brandi, she could go on The League. The League is now making everyone's first profile photo monochrome.
Okay.
So black and white, so
I
that
like
everyone's
it.
on the same playing field. People actually take more time to look at the photo because it's black and white, and you have to like try and figure it out, and then you like scroll through the other photos to give that person a chance because you have to dig. So it's actually saying that people like swipe right more often because they're spending more time on the profile.
They're spending more time on the profile because they are saying that the black and white is less distracting. You're not caught off or prejudging by someone's hair color or eye color. It's like it's a more neutral way to just sort of look at it like as a whole instead of focusing on one feature. And then you also it's not a filter too. It's like everyone's just black and white, and it also makes you focus more on what they're writing and less on staring at the picture. I think it's a great idea.
I think so too. It hasn't happened to my profile yet though, so I was confused as to what that even means. But it said it went live when we picked
Do you have to
this
do an
app to feature.
Oh, do you have to do an update or something?
I don't know. Let's see.
But see,
I don't even see anyone's as black and white. Or maybe I did. You know what? I don't know.
I like
I'll
it.
tell you tomorrow.
I like it. I think it's a really good idea because it's like subtly, I don't know, it's just like a subtle little change.
And it makes everyone the same, essentially. Like, you're all the same black and white, and everyone's got to read now.
And everyone looks
scroll.
good in a black and white photo.
Sure do. Or pink, if you turn your
With a
hue.
pink hue.
Yeah. No filter, but lots of filters. 'cause
No
that's
filter,
pink.
but like all of the filters.
Our logo, if you're listening, is what we're referring
And
to.
also because there's like a white glow around us too. That actually is just natural, I think.
Well, yeah, obviously, because it's like our angelic soul.
We're
coming out.
so angelic. I don't think we are at all.
I feel like I am these days.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I don't know. Like this year for Yom Kippur, I had like a lot less to repent about because I was like, oh, I don't have to say sorry about that many things. I'm like kind of a good person.
What do you
I
feel?
guess.
What do you feel like you were apologizing less for?
Just everything. I don't know.
Okay, just in general, you're just taking a different.
Like odd hangovers or like
Yeah.
weird text messages. I don't know what I
Yeah.
would have done, or maybe like said something weird to a guy.
But you were just like bringing it down, like you were just living on a more holy
I
level,
wouldn't say holy so much as just like better human.
wholesome.
Sure. Did a lot less weird stuff this year and like things to apologize for later.
Oh, well, sometimes weird is good though, you know.
Sometimes, but like Not if you have to apologize for it.
No, not if you have to apologize
This year,
for it.
I was like, I could even skip this holiday. I'm so good.
Oh my God. You were like, I don't even need you, Yum.
Yeah. Next year, though.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Wait,
Well, I
hey,
might revisit you and
got-
apologize for some things.
we've got a whole year ahead of us.
We sure do. And we have our guest in the studio.
Hello.
Hi, Erika.
Hi.
I'm like trying to bust out my phone and figure out what headphones look like on me. I'm like,
Oh, no, go
They
ahead.
look great. You're
Well,
very Janet Jackson.
You can see yourself up
Janet
there.
Jackson.
Yeah, Janet or Brittany.
or Brittany.
Brittany,
Or
yeah.
a pilot. Like you just
Or whatever you feel like fits you.
Okay, perfect.
And just bring your mic a little bit closer.
Yep,
There you
got
go.
it.
go.
Okay.
Gold. Yeah, you would think I started in radio, and here I am trying to readjust to a mic. Damn.
Well, it is a special headpiece for us. So
It is.
also we have a beverage for you that
Yes.
is in the front. It is a special Bosca soda.
Someone said there was a Bosca soda
we
in
made
the
you
house.
a Bosca soda. We thought it was appropriate because you're a kick-ass boss babe. Yeah.
Yeah, hashtag boss.
No, so we're cheersing to you. And we also know you call yourself a boss babe and also a passionista.
Hashtag passion. Yep, that's the name of my book, amongst other things.
Yes.
So yeah, Passionista.
Okay,
how did that come
Yeah,
about?
how did that come about and what does it mean to you?
Whoa. So, okay, got it. So Passionista, the term itself, came about when I was actually in radio. I was in radio on a morning show and really the marketing director. So I was in the corporate world for a little bit starting my career. And I would like bust open a Marie Claire magazine every single day after work. I'd get inspiration for my brand and television and the things I really wanted to do. And there was this little word in one of the sentences in the magazine and it said passionista. And I'm like, oh, I'm a passionista. And it's like a play on the term fashionista, except it's pursuing your passion as your career. And so I had it forever. I put it on a dream board and I forgot about it. And then 2.5 years later, I was approached by my business partner about the book, and he put out Chicken Soup for the Entrepreneur's Soul. His name's Kyle Wilson. He's amazing. He said, I want to do a compilation book in the Boss Babe movement. Do you want to partner with me? And essentially, the pitch was, you'd be the brand, and you'd also have to come up with the brand. So I don't know if you have a name in mind. And instantly, I said, Passionistas. Yeah, this is the full circle come to be. And at the time, I was running my own brand and business, no more corporate world. And so it was destiny. So that's how it came about. And then it caught on. It's catchy. And I feel like the Boss Babes really like this new Passionistas. Girl Boss started. And it's not that it's played out. It's just really common. So when you find a new little niche name, you're like, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, like how many more synonyms can they come up
Yeah.
with? It's going to be great to see the evolution
Yeah,
of it.
right.
It has the same vibe, sort of feeling on the same level, but it's just a little more specific.
Yeah. Lady Boss, Girl Boss, Boss Babe, Passionista.
Yeah.
You name it, for sure.
I think Passionista makes a lot of sense because what you said as far as working on your passions as a career versus Boss Babe, I sort of feel like that's more of an attitude
Right.
versus a goal.
Totally. So now Boss Babe is used in this entrepreneurial world that is really blogger-esque. So if you're, an influencer, oh my God. If you're an influencer or blogger / entrepreneur, they like to use the term Boss Babe pretty often. But you're right. It more evokes an attitude. And
Yeah.
It's like Beyonce or something. Not I'm
like
gonna
a
go
sass.
be.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna go be CEO. I'm just gonna be a boss babe.
Yeah. Beyonce is now is it a verb? Damn. Go be Beyonce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
And Passionista not there yet.
And it also it also covers, I think, more grounds because it's whatever that means for you. It could be
For sure.
anything.
Whatever you're passionate about, essentially it's translating your daydream to your dream job, your day job to your dream job. Essentially wherever you are in your life, it's possible. You just have to be passionate about it. Not fall off the train. People are like, "Oh, I tried." I'm like, there's
you?
try or
Well,
there's
what do you
do.
think? Well, what do you think that is, though? Do you think that's indicative of not actually being passionate?
Yeah. Yes. Well, yes. I think that authentic passion is going to drive you, and it might drive you down different roads, but the end goal is so big that it pulls you into being when you wake up in the morning. So if your maybe the goals are too, I like to say the goals might be too small if you tried and failed. If it's a big goal, there's so many avenues to get there that I think that's authentic passion. It's like the gas in the engine and it doesn't run out.
Yeah.
So how did you actually get all of this knowledge about like what to do with your passion? How to actually turn your day job into your dream job?
By following my face a bunch. Yeah, essentially I was like I like to say I was the test run for later. I've been coaching for a long time. So I was the test run for my clients, the test run for my audience. Like falling on my face was a lot of the experience that I got. And really then actually putting it into like a formulaic program, if you will, or something to share and like messages, audience, me consuming a bunch of different content on mindset, on entrepreneurship. I want to learn about business. I'll go find a coach. I want to learn about mindset shifting. Like the world is at our fingertips inside of YouTube. So I'm like a vessel or a channel. And then I applied it to my life. Some successes, some, I hate to call them failures, bumps in the road. And just replenished the knowledge inside of that.
And now when you say coaching, explain a little
For
bit
sure.
of like, what that is exactly.
So along the lines of my brand right now, I'm at an annual event called Passion to Paycheck. But it evolved from my preliminary try about a year or two ago in coaching. And I love coaching. It does take a lot of time and bandwidth. So versus the coaching is one-to-one a lot of the time. Now my events are one-to-many so that I can reach a lot more people in the same amount of energy like that it would take to put on a program. But the program, essentially, I had gone from a corporate job to developing this brand online. I used aesthetics, my social media platforms, learned how to do everything, sales calls, enrollment calls, and I developed this program reverse engineering the steps that I had taken to make this mindset shift, and then putting in all the logistics I wish I had known starting out. Like put together, what's a KPI, a key performance indicator? Put together a contract. Could you invoice me? All of these little things that as a boss babe starting out, it could really intimidate you out of actually pursuing what you want to do.
Sure.
So I started the Boss Babe Blueprint, and that was the program. And it was starting from mindset shifting all the way from mental to social and press media if you're building some sort of brand, to logistics. Like what does it look like to enroll someone into a program? What is pricing like? All of these things that are kind of conjuring up in someone's mind that it takes a while to research, we're all inside like a friendly 10-week type thing. And I got to really work with these boss babes one-on-one, and I'm like, this is it. I want to do this forever. The exception was instead of 10 to 20 clients at a time, now I'm looking at 10,000 to 20,000 in a room. So
Wow, that's a big event.
I'm excited.
So where is this event going to be held? How can people get tickets?
Well, so right now it's being held here. So the 20,000 is being held here. It might be about 200, maybe 200 to 300 this year. It's held in West Hollywood, and Jen, Lauren, you guys are the perfect panelists or VIP. If anyone's watching and they're interested in essentially becoming themselves for a living, there's so many different avenues. It's not just running a business, but it could be monetizing a brand or becoming a personality, tying in sponsorships and partnerships. So I'm on the perfect place, perfect show to talk about this because it's featuring media personalities who get to be their best selves for a living. So we had a lot of the crew from AfterBuzz TV, a few people. We had Vivian Nuis. She's with Access Hollywood now. Used to be here on the panel. So it's really if you're into personal branding, becoming yourself for a living, TV, whatever that looks like, we put together panels and a day of incredible inspiration and insight. So it'll be this spring, West Hollywood, about 200 people.
Fun. And it sounds great too, like you were saying, Passionista, or we were all agreeing, is sort of like a broad term for what you want. Like, even if you're not doing something as specific as that, it would work if you're just trying to go somewhere with a bigger goal like you talked about. And hearing inspiration from anybody, no matter what field they're in, is always good. It actually sometimes pushes you more because it gives you that fire under your ass to be creative for yourself.
Yes.
Like, well, they did it that way. How does that work for me? And apply it to you.
Exactly, 100%. And I was saying this earlier today that when you're creating something, you get sort of stuck if you're seeing a lot of people that inspire you and their trajectory. Sometimes if you're not mimicking that or mirroring that, you're like, oh, I'm not doing it right. But to create anything original or anything unique, you probably wouldn't go that same route anyway.
Totally.
So,
You'd go your route and
Exactly.
you'd use tips from other people, but you would make it work
100%.
for you. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I would have hoped that like maybe this show would have happened 5 years ago. But we're doing it now, and we're doing it now with the knowledge we have and the experience we have and the skills that we have and whatever we have. And so that's why it's perfect now.
that is chilling. Wow, I'm just like getting present. I'm sitting in your passion, like in your creation. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So this is the show that started, and maybe, you know, you saw something or a concept you liked, and like, this is it, people. This is
Yeah.
what dreams are made of.
And
for
it has
sure.
changed too.
It's
We were
totally
just
changed.
audio before, now we're audio and video. And
Yeah, and even like the little type of show and where you could watch it and how long it was and everything, all the details have totally changed and turned into where it is now. And I feel like the ultimate goal was the bigger picture goal. Like, we did have a bigger picture goal, and we just took like whatever step at that moment was getting us there
Yeah.
and sort of cultivated that. And then when it felt like taking another step, we would just do that. And we've been sort of here for, I would say, like a hot second, but
For
it's
sure.
good though, like, because
Yeah.
that's where I think that's the sign that like that ultimate goal was the right one, because we're like, oh, this feels good right here
Yeah.
where we landed.
Yeah.
And
There's,
even every like week, the show changes a little bit, the guests change a little bit,
Yeah.
and like we get more, you know, viewers or whatever happens, where it's continuing to expand. And I think we are on that path, and one day we will be on your panel talking about how we got there.
It's a done deal. It's, in my mind, a done deal. It was a done deal when you started. We're here at the brink of wherever this step is.
Yeah.
And you're you're picked up by AfterBuzz TV. It's a pretty good gig,
It's
and I'm
fun.
glad you've switched to video.
Yeah.
What were you doing with just audio, you two?
Well, we have a face for radio.
I don't think you have a face for radio. I think you've got.
We didn't want to
faces
do our hair.
for the perfect place. Yeah.
It just happened to be that that's what was presented
Yeah.
to us at the time.
sure.
And there was something that I found very like liberating about just being a voice, but it's still the same. I mean, this is you can watch or just listen
Right.
or both. It is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
we have this beautiful studio, so why not show
Yeah.
it off
It is
anyway?
stunning in here. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
this is like Instagram worthy for sure.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
And I was laughing yesterday. Someone said, have you ever shown up to what you think is a podcast, but it's actually a video interview? I go, I have done that so many times. Someone says, hey, I want to interview you. It's for a podcast. You're like, great. I can just get out of the gym.
Totally.
Hop on the phone. And I'll never forget. All of a sudden, this guy is like FaceTiming me, Skyping me. And I'm like, no. And I get on the phone, I power through it. But that's so funny, because when people hear podcasts, they're like, oh, great, I don't have to do anything. It's just a show
You know
up.
what I did? We interview our friend. He's like an expert, a relationship expert, dating expert, David Wygant. We've been on his show. He's been on ours. And I did a podcast interview with him and was rushing to get ready for work and wasn't positive that it was going to be a video or not. But as I was signing on, no joke, out of the shower, no shirt on.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
of course, like and then the thing pops up, and I'm like, oh my god, it's no, but it was before you could see. It was just like showing my face, and I was like, and also it was like neck up, but like,
Yeah, for
I was
sure.
like, could you? Hi,
Hi,
didn't
I'm
know.
naked, and this is not
Right.
good. Please, God, let this only be audio.
No,
Yeah.
but podcast, you think just audio? Obviously, it is. That's what it means. So yes, I could see how that would be confusing, but
Yes.
here we do it all.
We do. Okay, so now speaking of doing it all, so you have a program about Passionistas. Do you also help men?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I'm so glad you asked that. So in the program, it's essentially really based inside of the things I like. And the things I like happen to be really pink and named things like the Boss Babe Blueprint. So as a result, my clients were all female. But at the event, specifically in terms of being a media personality, there were men, there were women. It's really like, if you're interested in becoming your own brand on the mainstream pulse of things, you're there. And one of the things that comes with the term boss babe often, and I think it's important to touch on this because of just the political climate, everything, is like women empowering women. And that's incredible. And Passionistas is already empowered women empowering humanity.
Yep.
And I'm really passionate about that. I just got another press form for a feature, and it said, who's your biggest female mentor or influence? And I answered that question, and the next one had, again, who's like, if you had to name the person that you'd like to be like, female, inspirational, who would it be? And while I enjoy answering the questions, there's so many men that inspire me. And there's so many men. My business partner on Passionistas is a man, and there's something about this concrete and abstract energy that actually come together to make something really great. So while I collaborate all day with my fellow girl bosses, I have been served to the 10th degree from gentlemen who are out there supporting women everywhere and who love what I've done. So I'm out to contribute to the whole of it. I hope this never has to be a conversation in 10 years. I'm glad.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm excited for it to be like, oh, remember when we talked about like women and men? Now it's just humanity, and hopefully, the state of things equalizes so that that's the case.
Hopefully.
Yeah, but I think that people still battle with gender roles, and are they a real thing, and what are you falling into? And I think that a lot of people can be turned off by some certain terms like boss babe, because some people use that term, like we were talking, like it's an attitude, to be like, I don't need your help, or I'm better than you, or holier than thou, or I don't need a man's help. And that's I don't at all what you're saying. That does not sound like it. But if we ever use like a term like that's not at all what we mean. We're just like, we're our own empowerment. It's not that we're better or worse than someone else, or we don't need someone else. We're all just like together.
Yeah, well, this is okay. So what I'm about to say is might be controversial, but I had a client when I was starting. It really was it was men and women, and then I transitioned into Boss Babe Blueprint. But when I was just studying my philosophy to get like a hold on things, I had a client. He's an amazing guy. He's a dating coach, and his whole philosophy. Yeah, I should introduce you. His whole philosophy, and he does get controversy, is that feminism has actually spawned this onset of women who are like, oh my God, there's no one out there and I can't date anymore. And his premise and his thought is that it's because a lot of the, a lot of feminism philosophy has made it so that a woman actually comes in streamlined in the workplace all day in her masculine energy, power, leadership, management, all of these things, and then doesn't transition out of it ever, while a man actually transitions out of his masculine. He's like in the weather, playing sports, out in nature. That's actually feminine qualities and characteristics. But his philosophy is that women often don't transition into being able to just, he would say, put on a dress, go on a date, and be swooned and be wooed. And instead, there's a very analytical, kind of almost evaluation-based type date from women now, instead of letting themselves fall into their feminine. And I'm very much my feminine. I even lead from my feminine in terms of energy. But that's his premise, and a lot of feminists are like, that's not true.
But see, what's wrong with that, to take a step further, is that a lot of people would be like, a feminist, I think, is sometimes, how do you say this? They think that feminine energy is less powerful, so they want to be masculine. But if you're really truly a feminist, then that's powerful, and being a feminine, flowy, whatever you are, is what you are.
And it's powerful and beautiful. And I was watching a panel for a film last week, and this woman said something so beautiful. She said, I love Wonder Woman, and I'd like to experiment with other versions of a superhero character that doesn't mimic male superheroes, because there was a film made back in, however many years ago, where a woman literally saved the world in the midst of war, and she did it with a guitar, and it was the Sound of Music. And I'm like, wow, that's
oh my
really
God.
Yeah, that is really interesting and very different, because you don't see that anymore unless it's like a mom saving the day.
You never know.
But I do think that maybe what is also happening, to play on what that person is experiencing or thinks is happening, is that women are now also enjoying what they're doing. They're allowed to have a job and enjoy it. And I think that you do sometimes take it home because it is something you're passionate about.
Oh, yes.
So, like, for me, for instance, I would want a guy that's, like, psyched to hear about what I do for a living or what I'm passionate about, and them amplify that, and I amplify them, and together we're a team. And, of course, we're going to have, like, I'm going to have my more feminine moments, and they're going to have their more masculine moments, but it's also going to switch.
Right.
Yeah, it's a balance.
Right. And like what we like think is feminine at this point or feminine energy can actually be whatever it is because I happen to be female.
Right.
It doesn't
Totally.
have to be
Exactly.
the idea of what like,
Totally
well,
agree.
I'm feminine, so I'm going to float around with fairies and the
Feminine
animals are
can
going to
be
sing to me.
powerful. Feminine can
Right.
be, I want to fucking cook your meal, or whatever you are is you. Like,
Yeah. Feminine energy transcends genders. Like
Totally.
Men are in their feminine all the time, and
Yeah.
we just don't.
and I think that balance is really important. Nobody wants, I mean, if you're like, I want to be, powerful, you don't want to be that all day. Like,
Yeah.
even for you, that's just not
I
comfortable.
want to be cuddled, taken care of, and
Totally.
hugged.
Everyone has
Yeah.
their moments. Sometimes you're like, I just want to be by myself. Stop talking to me.
Right. Or maybe I want to go like kill it at work and then come home and watch 17 Hallmark movies about love and Christmas.
Oh,
Like
100%,
what?
yeah.
Like yes, I may have just like killed it at work.
Yeah.
But like there is.
But
nothing
now
that's
it's
gonna
time
stop
for
me
the
from
fucking
love.
Housewives of Orange County.
Right.
Thank you very
Exactly.
much. I like on Sundays, I'm like, when can we watch football? Because I think it's so fun. And then I'm like, also, the game's over, turn it on Bravo.
I love it. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's
Mine's
okay
like-
to have like more than one interest at this point, and I do think that that is part of the shift that we were talking about. Is that because people are changing and adjusting to this new thing, which is like we don't have to have gender roles anymore because guess what? That's not a thing. Like let's all stop classifying things. Like if I identify
I can't
with
wait till
like-
there's no labels anymore.
Yes,
That's
it's-
what you just said.
It's
Yeah.
super unfortunate that that is the case, and people want to feel like, well, you're this, so that makes me this, and it's really about how they feel about themselves that they have to call you something else.
Yep.
Because if I'm
Right.
not you, then I must be me, and I'm better than whatever that
Deflection.
is. So. I think that like because people are adjusting so much, no one really feels that settled. So it is very hard to
Totally.
find a partner when you are not in fact settled, which
Yeah.
is why people are like, do the work and all that stuff. But like, well, I'm doing the work plus the work plus the work, and I don't even
I'm
know what I
whole,
am at
complete,
this
and
point.
perfect. Where is he?
Totally.
Hello, call me. But so you yourself
Yeah.
are in a relationship.
I'm in a relationship, very much so.
Part of a power couple.
Part of a power couple. I like that. Yes.
Okay, so how did you guys meet? Tell us about that.
We were, okay, yeah. So we were both in Los Angeles, but neither of us had lived here. Neither of us lived here. I was actually covering an award show on a red carpet. My girlfriends were like, let's go out. And I said, no, please. And they made me go to this concert. And we were on the third story balcony, and we were looking at like thousands of people 2 stories down. And there was this one guy who was taller than everyone else. And I just saw the top of his head, but it looked like he was having a blast. And like there was music. It was dark. I would have never been able to do a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, I'm over the balcony, and the guy next to him is looking up. And I swear he is looking at me. And so I just decide to go, hey. And he goes, hey, me? And I said, what the hell? I said, no, him. And he goes, this one? I said, yeah. And it was my significant other now, Jock. It was him. So he
How funny.
turned around and looked up and was this goofy, tall, yummy guy. And and he goes, come down. And I was like on my little prissy perch. I go, hell no, I was in VIP.
Yeah.
I said, come up, but like, sorry, buddy, you need a bracelet. And he goes, and he had one. And
Awesome.
So, yeah. He was up the elevator about 10 minutes later, and then we met. He lived in Texas. Oh, this is weird. He lived in Texas. I lived in San Diego at the time. Now we're both based in Los Angeles. But the night before I met him, I booked a flight to Austin, Texas for the first time ever in my life, and he lived in Austin, Texas. And
What?
It was weird.
That is
It was
so
weird.
I just got
serendipitous.
chills. Yeah.
I do too. That was crazy.
And then he had a
Yes.
conference in San Diego where I was. So we just like continued dating in different cities for a few months. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God. Okay.
So
and you
what
were-
does he do?
Yeah.
He's a boss man. I was gonna say boy. I'm like, that's not cute. He's an entrepreneur as well. So he is a business owner. He has it within him. We team up like daily. It's amazing to co-work together. From just watching him work, I have learned so much. And when we met, I was transitioning out of my corporate world, and just the things he was up to were extraordinary. He got fired from one corporate job and wanted to start his own business. And he buys and sells online companies. He's in the tech world. I am yes, he is no. I am like this, and he is like that. And
Yeah.
it's very much polarities.
So it's like opposites attract.
He like complete opposites attract. And so he's Australian. He I'm going to be honest, for a while, we went on a couple dates, and I had this instant, like, I have found my human. And then on the second date or so, I go, okay, no, false alarm. And I told all my girlfriends, like, it's just not going to work.
Why?
He was just too, it seemed he wasn't calling enough, and I have a big standard. So, like, I won't say I've done well in dating. I've never had an issue, like, drawing a line. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, no, that's not up to par to my standards, so we're not going to talk anymore. That's something I've done often. And so he wasn't calling enough, had a little bit of Tarzan in him. He went to this Australian boarding school and, like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm supposed to say this. Whatever. He just, like, hygiene stuff. I'm like, don't you guys brush your teeth off? And, like, what's going on?
He's just being a messy boy.
But he's a messy man. I love it. So now I love it. But then I was like, no, none of this ticks a box. But he was persistent. So he didn't, I, like, literally had the conversation of, so anyway, I still am moving to Los Angeles, but I just want to be friends. And he said, okay, perfect. And then 2 days later, he said, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, hey, friend, you know, and he just didn't let up. And somewhere along the lines, I, like, fell in love, real love. It's incredible.
Well, yeah, sometimes you think there's an idea, and then it starts to look whatever you thought that idea was is there, but it just looks different than you thought.
Way different.
You're not, like, you're not like, well, I used to say I only liked this type of guy. I think what it is that you, like, you just realize it looks different than what you thought. It's that thing. It just looks however it's coming to you.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just way different. And also, here's back to the boss babe thing. I was very involved in my career, and I'm like, okay, like, a guy is like a side item, not a main course. I am very much on my career trajectory. And I was actually of the belief that a relationship might inhibit what I was up to. And, like, crazily, I met this yin and yang person who wants to work all day and brainstorm about what he's doing in his business and what I'm up to in my brand, and his family's that way. And, oh, it's just incredible. So it's like meeting your perfect colleague and, like, getting to share a bed.
Oh my God, that's so
That's a very polite way of saying that.
I love it.
So, okay, let's talk about opposites attract very quickly before we play our very fun game. So I think opposites attract is not so much like all of the, like, opposites that people think of. Like you were saying, like, I don't know, all the things that he's Australian, you're not, all these things. But, like, you're loud and he's quiet or whatever. But I think it's like, you have opposites in your life, but you have this commonality that is bigger than the opposites. Absolutely. So it's not that the opposites attract, it's that the commonalities do and the opposites come with it, and you're okay with them.
I really love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, you know, that's a really, I've actually never heard that. And that's a great premise, is that it's sort of like, if you have little goals, you're probably not going to reach them. But the big one just pulls you forth. So maybe you have something in common that's so big.
And maybe it's so big you don't even, like, really see what it is. And those little things, those day-to-day little things, like he's quiet and I'm loud, are the things you constantly notice. But it's really, like, not the driving connector.
Like, at your core, both of you really are passionate about what you do. And I think that's like what I was saying before. I'm like, well, so I want somebody to, like, be like, how was your day? What did you, like, do today? Did you, like, get that thing? Or, like, what did you say to that person?
I guess
like,
that's interesting. That's true. I think the big commonality is we want to make an impact. We want to make a big impact, and inherently we like to play big. And then we also like to, we're into contribution in terms of probably each other. So, I mean, if you're serving the other person and that's all you're focused on, like, everyone gets served. It's like, it's perfect.
I love that.
Interesting.
Everyone gets served. You're about to get served with a fun game that we're about to play.
Serve me, baby.
Okay, because speaking of distractions, you brought that up. We know that you are the ultimate passionista, the director of Making Dreams Come True, and we are going to list life situations, and we want you to tell us if it's something that this situation is something you should focus on by saying passionista, or if it's something that is a distraction, then you say Hasta La Vista.
Hasta La Vista.
In our game called Passionista or Hasta La Vista. Okay, so we're going to list something and you say.
Okay, perfect.
Taking a vacation.
Passionista.
Okay.
Instagram it.
Yeah. Ooh, I like.
there you go. How about waking up with a hangover?
Hasta La Vista.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Bye-bye.
No. Playing hooky.
Are you working when you're playing hooky? Well,
No, you can't.
okay, no, passionista, because it's time for yourself. And you need to take care of the source if everything you're producing is going to match the source. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Yeah, passionista.
Great. What about forcing a relationship to work?
Oh, goodbye. Like, hasta la vista. Have some pride in yourself, ladies. I'm tired of hearing,
Yeah.
I don't know what we are. Okay, then you really
Then
go
cut it
the other way.
Then go the other way. There's
Please,
the reason why you
God.
don't know.
Yeah.
How about cheating on your significant other?
Hasta la frickin' vista.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Real horrible.
That's
All right.
that standard. Draw
Yeah.
that line.
All right. So last one. How about starting a blog?
Passionista to
Mm-hmm.
the core, for sure. Put some sponsors, some partnerships, call it a brand, develop it into a business.
Hello,
Passionista.
Boss Babe Blueprint right there.
Boss
Love
Babe
yeah.
it.
Blueprint.
Oh my God, so great. Well,
That
thank
was
you.
amazing.
Thank you so much for coming in and sharing all your wonderful knowledge with us, like you do with all of your
You guys are fantastic.
students and the
And
people
so
that
are
go to your
you.
events. You were great. We
Yay.
loved it. And remind everyone where they can find you and your book.
Totally. Yeah, so if you just, actually, my name's perfect. So erikadelacruz.com, and that's ErikaDelacruz.com. Join the community, Passion to Paycheck, all the information you'll ever need is there.
And your
Great.
event is in the spring in West Hollywood. So if
My
you're
event,
in the
yes.
area.
Spring, West Hollywood, drive here, fly here, get here, live here, be here.
Good. Love it. All right.
Move to LA, guys.
And do not forget to tune into our show next week for our guest author, Mark Goulston. And don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Complicated Show. Jen, where can everyone find you?
At Jennifer Golden. That's Jennifer with one N and one F. Golden, not silver. On all the socials. I added that one for you.
Wow, that was good. And I am Lauren Leonelli. You can find me at Lauren Leonelli on all the social medias as well. All right. Thanks so
Love
much
it.
again,
Yeah,
Erika.
thank you, guys.
We'll see you guys next week. Love you long time.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.